Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Vancouver Orcas MyLeague series here in NBA 2K19. So in last episode, we had a kind of decent offseason because we actually won the Summer League, and we came close to winning the first overall pick, but we just barely lost to, I forget who it was, but we just barely lost that. So I think this team might be better for the season, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Because like for the Summer League title, we did have a different roster because the computer signed us some guys for there. And yeah, so I don't know if we're going to be a good team still this year, but we have a pretty balanced roster. As you can see, we got Tom Morgan still, D'Angelo Russell, Jack Blackwell, Felix Nunez, Don Lowry, who might not come back after this year just because we signed him to a 1-year, $15 million contract, which is quite a long time. There's also Richie Teague, this guy who we signed, Yakuba Utara. This guy looks pretty decent for us, and he matches our system, I'm pretty sure, as well. Then Dante Bayless, Kelly Warren, Wendell Hamlin, Max Rivers, Lloyd Gibson's back again, Earl Cato, Bruce Ingram. So we have a pretty balanced squad. Our worst player being a 71, but he's going to be like a bench guy. So yeah, I think we should have an okay season. Like, we have pretty much the same roster as last year, and we made a couple of changes. And let's just actually check. So contract extensions that we have to do this year. So everybody is currently ineligible, which is good because that means we're going to get everybody in the off season. And yeah, Nunez is going to want a huge contract extension, apparently, or huge amount of money. He's probably going to be an RFA, I'd assume, so we probably will just let him get qualified again for a year. Lowry, on the other hand, I don't know if he's going to come back. Same with, this Utara guy, if he doesn't retire, might come back. But yeah, a lot of these guys want decent money, so we'll see how that offseason plays out in the next episode. But let's anyways get the season simulated. Also, actually, before we get started, the system proficiency we decided to change to 7 seconds because that's currently our best proficiency, which is 3.5 stars. So I'm hoping that with 3.5 stars we could actually win games and get to the playoffs. I've yet to make the playoffs, and we're running out of time to actually get there. So we're 2-1 to start the season, which is a good sign. Hopefully that continues. Ozat and Gatson for Nunez in a second. No, thank you. I don't really need those guys, and I don't really want to move Nunez, even though he is on his last year of his contract. McGuire for Nunez in a second. No, thank you. Don't really need a better small forward. Lowry's decent enough. And now we just dropped 3 in a row, and now we're down to 3 and 4. We're going to take this kind of slow again like last season just because I want to actually see if we could actually make it. Like last year, we came very close to making it. Like we were, I think, only a couple points out or a couple wins out. But this team has just all of a sudden gone on a really bad losing streak. I don't know what the case was there. Let's just check our roster to make sure there was no injuries early on in the season. No, there was not. So I don't know what that was, but we lost like 6 games in a row. 7 games in a row. Okay, so let's go another week. There you go, 2 games in a row where we win. As long as we could stay like around 500 or just above 500, we might be able to make the playoffs. So, yeah, let's pick some prospects to scout out. Percy Pierce, that's a cool name, kind of. It's almost like Pierce, but okay. So yeah, this team is kind of still struggling a bit, but hopefully we find ourselves soon. We still have a lot of games left of the season, so we still have time to get back to 500 as long as we don't fall too far behind. 6 and 11, come on boys, just go on a good winning streak here. Because we need the W's. 7 and 11, okay. Sweet, can we go to 10 and 11? That would be the hope at least. Continue this win streak. There you go, 3 in a row. And then we lose to Golden State. And then this one is taking for a while, and we beat Chicago as well. So we're 9 and 12, which is not horrible. We're staying kind of close again. But we need to get probably above 500 to definitely get a... Let's see, the conference-wise, 6, 7, 8. So currently we are... Yeah, we're like in 12th, so... But we're only like 2 games back of the last playoff spot, so it's not the biggest deal, but we could also fall back as far as like second last. So we need to pick it up a bit. We're allowing way too much points against, it looks like. So let's go another week. Come on, boys. We need to make these playoffs. Like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong with this roster. Like, I think the reason I did so good with my other, like, offline 2K mode is because I eventually got rid of the cap. And, like, when you get rid of the cap, it's, like, pretty easy. So maybe that's why I'm struggling with this. 10 and 15. Okay. We could still get to 500, guys. If you could just win, like, 5 in a row, then we could be back to maybe even making those playoffs. Because, yeah, we have yet to do so in our franchise history, which is not good. 12 and 17. Okay, let's see. What is our problem? Okay, D'Angelo Russell's day-to-day with an injury. Maybe that's our problem. Let's see. Oh, wait, somebody grew. Wait, no, that's the entire what the heck? How did I get to the Indiana Pacers? Oh, that's why I went back by accident. Yeah, what I was saying is, where the heck is that 71 guy? Was it this guy? No, it wasn't. There was a 71 center that we didn't have playing. Oh, this guy, he's up to a 72. Okay, so that guy's growing, which is a good sign at least for the future, but we want to win now, kind of. Like, we'll not necessarily win the title because I don't think we have that in us, but at least get to the postseason because we just had, like, a lot of season struggles, it seems like. Like, we've came close multiple times, or at least last year, very close to making the playoffs. So, like, this year we should be close as well, considering the roster hasn't changed that much. As long as we don't suffer any huge setbacks. Come on, boys, get some dubs. And we beat Houston. Okay, so we're 13 and 18. We're still staying pretty close to 500. We just need to go on a nice, like, win streak, and then maybe we could get back to 500. But this team doesn't seem to win more than, like, 3 games in a row. Come on, boys. Beat Minnesota. Yep, 14 and 19. Come on, let's just get this to, like, 17 or 18 and 19. And, of course, we lose again. 14 and 20. What is this team's problem? We're staying close to 500, but we're just not doing enough. Like, if I made a trade to bring in somebody that could help us out for the season, that would be pretty good, but there's, like, nobody that I could trade to move up, really. Like, I mean, Kelly Warren could be still a solid center, but I don't really want to trade Bayless. So, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this roster. The series is going to look stupid, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed it. I just thought I would change things up on my channel a bit, other than just putting out NHL content all the time. In the last few days, actually, I've been playing on EA Access because I got EA Access for like a full year. I was been playing like Madden, and Madden's actually pretty fun, like Madden 19. Like, at least for franchise mode, because like I really like their drafting system, so... Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun the last like few days, just playing other sports games and whatnot. And I'm also trying to get the recap video done for the Colorado Avalanche franchise mode series because I've recorded all the episodes up till the end of the summer pretty much. So 15 and 22. Can this team please just win like 5 games in a row and get us closer to 500 basketball? Or is this just not our year or something? 16 and 22. Another loss. See, like, we win one game and then we lose right away. I don't want to move Teague, but that's an interesting offer. But Valentine's older, I think. And I don't really want to trade for an older guy. I guess it's because we're all, like, our team's pretty young in general. So I think that's maybe why. Because maybe we're just inexperienced. Let's go another week. Come on, guys. Just get closer to 500. There's another win. Come on. And that's all loss. Oh, my God. I always want us to win at least multiple in a row, and then we just end up winning one, and then we lose the next one. Like, if we went on a little winning streak, we could get back to 500, probably. 18 and 25, we're still 7 games below 500. Yeah, this team is kind of struggling a bit. I don't know why. We have 2%. Like we're getting wins, but we're just not winning multiple in a row, and that's probably gonna hurt us. Okay, so we are currently 20 and 27, 7 games below 500. We've won 2 in a row, so let's keep our fingers crossed that we can win more than 2 in a row. And of course, we're not going to do so. My God. Yeah, this team is still struggling. Almost 20 and 30. We're almost 10 games below 500 now, so we're falling back even more so. 21 and 29. Let's actually take a look at the standings again. Conference. So that's the top 6, 7, 8. So we are currently in 12th. But we are currently like... Yeah, we're like 4 games back of Minnesota. But Minnesota's played less games than us, I think. I can't do the math. Actually, no, we put the same amount of games, but they got 25 wins and 25 losses. So, yeah, them and Denver are both like 500, while us were pretty much, yeah, we're 420 apparently percentage. So, let's go another week. We still got a decent amount of time left in the season to turn it around, but if this team could at least go on like a 5 to 10 game winning streak, you know, then maybe we have a chance to making the postseason. But other than that, we're still not in the playoff spot, which really sucks. Game against Cleveland is another win, so we've won 2 in a row now again, which is good. But that's after suffering 2 losses in a row, so the first 2 wins in a row didn't really mean anything at all. Game against Houston once it gets there because it's slow for some reason. Can we beat them? Come on, boys. Yes, we can. 3 wins in a row. That's our first time winning 3 in a row, I think, since like earlier this year. Also this month, I don't know if you guys realized, but I've been struggling for views a lot, so I have no idea what's with that. Maybe it's because it's the down season for both sports, but still. Okay, so we've won 3 in a row, almost headed into the trade deadline. Let's take a look and see if we have any injury troubles. No, we don't. Okay, good. And we do have some guys growing, so that is good. Most of the team actually is growing. Okay, so let's go these 2 games. I don't think I'm going to make any trades because I don't really make trades. I like building up a roster of drafted guys mostly and free agent signings over than that. And we've just won 5 games in a row, so we're now 4 games below 500. So we're getting closer to being one of those teams that may actually make the playoffs if we can continue this. Let's take a look at the Western Conference again. So there's the top 6, 7, 8. We are currently in 11th, so we've gone up a bit. And yeah, we're tied with Denver actually, exactly. So the team we're chasing pretty much is San Antonio and also Golden State. Which, I mean, we could pass them still because we are 2.5 games behind them. If we could beat them when we play them, that'd be good. So, yeah, let's go past this trade deadline. And let's also simulate this game against the Phoenix Suns. See if we could win our 6th game in a row. Because if we could do that, that would be nice. Come on, boys. 6 in a row? Yes, we can. This team's starting to win games, and that's very important going down the stretch a bit. So let's actually make it sure, though, we don't have any contracts we have to do. No, they're all ineligible. Okay, good. Just didn't want anybody to, like, all of a sudden be, like, wanting a contract extension, and I'm not giving it to them. So let's go these 3 games up to the All-Star break. See if we can win our 7th game in a row. Keep this winning streak alive, and hopefully our chances alive at making the postseason. Because I don't know how much episodes we have left of the series still, so... And there's a loss to end our 6-game winning streak. Please just don't go on a losing streak. There you go, there's another win and another loss. So 27 and 31, so we're getting closer to 500. Pretty much like last year, we might just barely miss. So let's see who made these skill competitions for the All-Star game for us. So D'Angelo Russell made it for the 3-point shooting. I think he did that last year as well. The dunk contest, nobody made it for us. Okay. And then let's sim past this All-Star game and see how our players played. So it looks like D'Angelo Russell might have been the only one that made it. So we're in the Western Conference. So D'Angelo Russell, 11 points in the All-Star game. I think that's it. Yeah, that was it for us. But this guy that went, I think, second overall, or was it third overall? No, second overall. This guy's up to a 93, which is crazy. He's only played 3 seasons in the NBA, but he's up to a 93. Yikes. So yeah, that's why the Spurs are probably in a playoff spot right now, is because of him. So let's go these 2 games against Golden State and Sacramento. The game against Golden State's kind of important because they're one of the teams we're chasing, I think, still, and we lose to them. Not good. Not good at all, guys. And then we lost also to Sacramento. Yeah, we might not make the playoffs again. Oh, the series is so... Like, I like this series in a way because it's something different for me to do other than NHL, but at the same time, I'm just getting really tired of simulating seasons and this team not performing enough, you know? There's another win. We got 3 more games this week. Come on, boys, let's get more dubs. There's an L, 28 and 34. There's another win. And game against Denver is a loss. So 29 and 35. Let's still take a look at the standings again. Playoff picture currently, yeah, we're in 11th still. Yeah, we've fallen off quite a bit. We're like 5 games behind Minnesota for last playoff spot. So at this rate, we're probably not making it unless we go on this tear and win like almost every game left. Come on, guys. Please just win games, and we lost 3 in a row. Yeah, this is definitely a season where we're missing again. I don't know what's wrong with this team. Hopefully we get a good prospect that at least gives us a good chance next year, but we're running out of time too, because like a lot of our contracts, like D'Angelo Russell, he's not gonna, like, he's eventually gonna have to leave this team probably in order for us to win, I think. I don't know. 30 and 37, 31 and 37. Okay, now we're winning games, and then we lose another one. 31 and 38. There's another win. 32 and 38. Another win. Okay, we're getting closer to 500. 34 and 38. Like, I mean, we're probably going to be just one of those teams that just barely miss again, which means we're going to have a slim chance at... oh, actually, in the draft lottery, we might move up. Who knows, based on our wins. 35 and 39. We still got 8 games left. The last game's against the Spurs, who we're chasing. Let's see. Playoff picture, how are we now? We are currently in 10th, so we are getting better, but we are still chasing a team that's 4 wins above us. And yeah, 4 wins. We have 8 games left, so we have to pretty much win more than half of our games left to win and get into the postseason, I think. So let's go to these 3 games, and then we will take a look at the standings again, unless we lose them all, because then we're knowing that we're definitely not making it probably. There you go. Come on, boys. There's another win. This team's winning late in the season, which is important, but I don't know if it's going to help us at all in terms of the postseason. We're 5 games below 500 now. We need to win technically all these games to finish with an even record, so I think we're not going to make the playoffs at this rate. Let's see. So, yeah, we're 4 games below still Minnesota. So if Minnesota loses all of their games left in this season, we could pass them technically, I think. And then also if... Yeah, I don't know who's going to make the playoffs still. I don't think we're making the playoffs. We're kind of a bit too far out now at this point. So let's get these 5 games done. There's a win. There is another win. Okay, we're getting close to 500. There's a loss, though, and that's probably going to hurt us even more. Last 2 games is a win and another win. So we finished 40 and 42. Damn, if we would have just had a better earlier season, we could have made the playoffs, but our team just only played good after the All-Star break and the trade deadlines. So, anyways, the MVP this year is Nikola Jokic. I think he was last year. Karen Neely takes home the Rookie of the Year for the Nuggets. DeMarcus Cousins is the 6th Man of the Year for the Bulls, which is kind of interesting. Giannis takes home the Defensive Player of the Year, as he always does. Bobby Portis takes home the MIP with the Raptors. And Brett Brown is the coach of the year for the Memphis Grizzlies, who I think they've missed the playoffs multiple years before, so this definitely helped them out. Okay, so all NBA first team, nobody for us. We do have an all NBA second team, and that's D'Angelo, though, so that's good. All NBA third team, nobody for us. All NBA defensive team, again, Tom Morgan's up there, which is awesome. All defensive second team, nobody for us. All rookie first team, nobody for us. And all rookie second team, Kelly Warren got there. That's good. He's up to his 77. Let's actually see how his season was. 6.9 points, not bad. Considering he wasn't like a starter anyways. Okay, so here is the NBA playoff matchups. So, yeah, who's going to have the best chance of winning, I think. If I had to pick a team that would win in this, I'd still say Atlanta based on Lothar Lindman and like John Collins and whatnot. So let's simulate these playoffs, see who comes out on top. And I think that will be almost it for this episode. I might take a look at the player stats as well for us this season, just to see who did what. So Atlanta and Sacramento, Memphis and Portland, LA and Denver, Milwaukee and Minnesota. Memphis looks like they're a team on a mission as well. But now they are trailing to Portland, and Sacramento gets on and Portland gets on, so none of those two teams do. And then it's Milwaukee and Denver. Who's going to win this? And is Denver moving on? Yes, Denver moves on to the finals against Sacramento, who used to be on the bottom a lot. So they've definitely turned it around 180. And they do lose, though, 3 in a row to lose to the Denver Nuggets. So the Denver Nuggets win. And Karen Neely, the Rookie of the Year, also wins the playoff MVP. So that's kind of interesting. Okay, let's take a look at our player stats for the season and the standings stuff, see what we did right and what we did wrong, and then that'll be it for this episode. So yeah, we finished 10th in the Western Conference. What was our main concern? We actually scored more points than we allowed by 0.7, so if we would have played a bit better defensively, maybe we could have made the playoffs. We weren't very good against the conference or the on the road, but we were above 500 on home court, so that's good. And division-wise, we weren't that good either. We were like 500. Okay, player stats. Let's see. Season stats, player stats. Let's see who did what for us. So, D'Angelo Russell was averaging 20.7 points per game. He was our best player. Then Jack Blackwell averaging 15.2, and Tom Morgan only averaging 15. Like, I mean, that's good, but he's been dropping off in point production, it seems like, which is not a good sign. And there's all these other point guys. Not too bad. Wait, actually, I might check the retirements, and then that'll be it, just in case we lost anybody. Actually, no, you know what? We'll do the road to the first overall pick in this episode, just so you guys can see where we're drafting potentially, which would either be your first or our spot. So let's just get this quickly done. I'm not gonna do the in-game simulation. Let's just go simulate tournament, see if we can move on. Yes, we move on to the second round. We move on to the semifinals. We move on to the finals, and we won. So we have the first overall pick in the draft, I think. Just because we came that close to making the playoffs, now we have the first overall pick, I'm pretty sure, because of winning that tournament. So, hey, that's a definitely a bonus. Coming that close to making the playoffs and then getting the first overall pick. I don't even know who's the projected first overall pick because we haven't looked at the draft class at all. Let's quickly check that actually before we go onwards, or actually end this episode. Where is the thing? Scouting, big boards. So this guy's projected number 1. Oh, it's a bit of a weaker draft, maybe even. Draft board. Let's just take a look. Yeah, I guess this draft is a bit weaker than normal, but there is some good young talent still available, which is not that bad. So if we do have first overall, we could get this Melvin Augman guy, or we could get a point guard in Nil Wong. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but yeah, hopefully we find somebody good. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Orcas My League series. So next episode, we will take it to the off season and see if this team could potentially make the playoffs next year. Hopefully they do, because if we don't, then we are like literally running out of time in the series and we might never make it. So anyways, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.